Hello everyone, it is MisterStubstep, and today I have a very special video for you all today. I'm going to be showing off my English Kirlia Master Set, as well as some other Kirlia cards that I've collected. So, if you've been watching my videos for a while, you've probably realized that Kirlia is my favorite Pokemon, and that I've been slowly, compiling and collecting a bunch of different Kirlia cards. So, I have here what I believe to be every single English variant Kirlia card, as well as any cards that feature Kirlia in the artwork. I'm still kind of reaching out to see if you guys are aware of any other Kirlia cards that have Kirlia in the artwork. Or like, for example, I have a Gardevoir card that has Kirlia in the artwork. If there's any more out there, please let me know. But I have what I believe to be all the cards that contain Kirlia and all the different variants. So down below, I'm going to have a timestamp if you just want to go straight to me showing off the cards. But first, I'm going to talk about why Kirlia is my favorite Pokemon, but you can skip that if you want to. So bring yourself back to, 2003, 2004, 2005, when Pokemon Coliseum, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, and just the third generation games were out in general. Kirlia obviously being a third generation psychic Pokemon, eventually getting the fairy typing at the 6th generation on. I was a kid, playing Leaf Green specifically, as well as those GameCube games, and my sister, she was in ballet, and I'd be forced to go to ballet practice with her because, I couldn't be left home alone as, I think what I would have been like an 8-year-old or 9-year-old at this time. So what would I do to pass the time while she was at ballet practice? I wasn't doing homework, that's for sure. I would do mock Pokemon battles, and they had like this kind of atrium area that gave the feel like it was outside, but there was like boulders and rocks, and it kind of gave me the vibe of like the arenas that you would fight in those Pokemon Coliseum, XD, Gale of Darkness games. So I'd literally pretend like I'd go over in my pose and like throw out my Pokemon in a double battle and then pretend somebody else was throwing out Pokemon too. And I'd have like my own like Pokemon battles in my head just to pass the time. And my sister was really into ballet at the time. And, Kirlia obviously giving off the vibes of a ballerina. And so this Pokemon just always reminded me of my sister. So that's why it remains as, my favorite Pokemon. I know a lot of people would probably think it's weird that a fully grown man, Kirlia is his favorite Pokemon. But that's the reason. It reminds me of my sister. It just gives me good memories of my childhood. So that's why Kirlia is my favorite. And Kirlia is a little bit more obscure, so it makes it kind of fun to collect as well. And it's not as expensive. So I encourage all of you to kind of find your favorite Pokemon. Like truly, like I love Rayquaza and, Venusaur and like a lot of other popular Pokemon. But Kirlia, I think, is what takes the cake. So I'm going to get into these cards. I'm going to do like a small stack at a time, because if I do all in my hand at the same time, it'll be kind of rough. But we're starting out with Kirlia. Kirlia was in the base set for the 3rd generation EX Ruby and Sapphire, so I personally love the reverse hollows during this era. They're very plain. It's just a classic reverse hollow. I know Evolution's kind of paid homage to it way back, but ever since, they've always had like some type of design. And I just think like during the 3rd generation, they had some really good reverse hollows. EX Ruby and Sapphire did have 2 different Kirlia artworks, and also down below, let me know what your favorite Kirlia artwork is. And I personally really like this reverse hollow as well. And then we have EX Sandstorm. You'll actually see this artwork in a later set. They just use the exact same artwork for a different set, but you can still see, those thick borders for the E-Series era. This was 2003. And then that same style reverse hollow, very beautiful. And then we have an EX Battle Stadium card. This one's from 2004, so this is when they kind of started changing, because during this period, they were still transitioning from WotC and them making the E-Series, the Expedition, Aquapolis, Skyridge. And then finally in 2004, Pokemon Company had already taken over for making the cards at this point. But now they're like, okay, we can fully go back to the design of cards that we want. And so that's why these have identical artwork, but then they're slightly different. This came in an EX Battle Stadium. I think it was with Blaziken, and you could just pretty much equate it to a deck exclusive. And then you have a championship card, which, they have those interesting backs. World Championships 2004. Thought it was interesting that he used the 2004 one in his deck, but hey, I guess if it matched all the other ones. So basically the championship cards, they're pretty much worthless. They're basically decks that Pokemon releases, I think mainly only in English, and they're not tournament legal, but it basically just gives people an opportunity to look at the decks that people that played in the World Championships used. And so this is a different variant, so I got that one. We have the Kirlia from EX Emerald. Pretty nice artwork. This is probably one of my favorite reverse hollows. The Pokeballs and like it's basically like the Cosmos holofoil on steroids, and it's very beautiful. All right, now we're going into, what is this, Delta Species? Yeah, this is Delta Species. Probably one of my favorite Kirlia artworks. I mean, kind of action-y photo, just really like the artwork. And this is Midori Harada, so very interesting. And then you have that reverse holo. Got the little name in the bottom right, really cool. And then see, here's that reprint. This is Dragon Frontiers. This one has kind of a yellowish tint to it, so pretty interesting. Probably has a good story. And then you have the Dragon Frontiers with that label as well. Very beautiful. And then you have, yeah, more Dragon Frontiers, but then Kirlia had its own Delta species within this Dragon Frontier set. So Kirlia became a fire type, and then you have just that reverse holo right there with the Dragon Frontier symbol, and then only Kirlia being holo. I forget what, there was like another name for that. And then you have Power Keepers. Not my favorite Kirlia artwork, but you'll soon see that on the Japanese side, this card's pretty hard to come by. And then you have Power Keepers, which you can kind of see the holo, but it's a little bit hard to tell, honestly. If it wasn't for that, you know, the set name in the bottom right, it'd be kind of hard to tell. And then we have Secret Wonders. So really cool Kirlia artwork. This Kirlia has 4 forms. So you have the base form, the reverse holo, which is very nice. You have the pre-release promo. And it's funny because they have like the promo name there, but then they also have the set name right there. And then you have the staff pre-release promo. So this card was probably one of the more expensive ones. Really poor centering on this one. But this is one of the more expensive ones in the collection. I think I got this one for $53, and now you can't find a listing for it under $100. It's probably around $150 if you want to just buy it now on eBay. And it's just a hard card to find in general because not a lot of people want Kirlia, so it's, yeah. And then we have Pop Series 7. This is the non-holo version. I can't remember if the non-holo or the holo version is more rare. I feel like I've heard TCA Gaming talk about it before. But then here's the holo version, which to me looks freaking beautiful. It has some scratching, but that Cosmo Holo foil from Pop Series 7. I never opened any Pop Series cards, so yeah. And then this one, you have the World Championship. I personally like the World Championship cards. They got the silver border, so they're kind of like the Japanese. You got the signature, and then they always have like a unique backing for that year specifically. So we have the Platinum Kirlia. This is probably one of my favorite artworks. I really like, you know, just that type of style of artwork. And this is Kimura, which is one of my favorite artists personally. So it's nice that he was able to do my favorite Pokemon. Kirlia, yeah. And we have the reverse holo Kirlia. And then also, this Kirlia was on a championship deck too. And I really like the backing of this one. 2010, that one's pretty nice. And then this one is Next Destinies. So pretty interesting artwork. Actually, probably one of my top artworks too, but not as good as the previous one. And then this is, you know, when they start having those fancy designs for the reverse holo. All right, and then I believe this is Plasma Blast, Plasma Storm. Crap, I can't remember, honestly. I'll probably have it down below what the actual set is, but yeah. And this one also has a design, very, you know, elegant pose right there. And then you have Legendary Treasures, part of the Radiant Collection. Or this isn't part of the Radiant Collection, but Legendary Treasures, which is nice. And then we have the reverse holo of that same card. We have the Radiant Collection Kirlia, which you can see has like the little stars all along. It's kind of hard to see through the sleeve, but yeah, all the stars. And this was the only form of the card. Then we have Ancient Origins Kirlia. Nothing really too special, just, you know, sitting down and look what looks to be prayer, or just maybe doing a Calm Mind or something. And then we have Breakthrough. Not bad. Kirlia like a disco. You can see Kirlia on the big screen. Main performer, Mr. Mime and Starmie. I really like that artwork. It's a cool one. As well as the reverse holo. And then we have the Gardevoir EX from Generations. This is like one of the ones that I mentioned that has Kirlia in the artwork. And this card wasn't too expensive. I think it was probably less than 20 bucks. But on the Japanese side, I think it's the Pokémon set. This card goes for at least 100 bucks. So pretty expensive. And we are in the Sun and Moon already. So we got Burning Shadows. I'm sure you guys have seen these cards since they're fairly more recent. And then there's another World Championship card here. This one from 2017. Very nice. We have this last little stack right here. So this is also the Kirlia from Burning Shadows, but it's that, you know, promo artwork, or the alternate art promo that you'd find in a single pack blister. Very nice. We have the Kirlia from Lost Thunder. Nothing too special to report here, but it has that nice fairy typing. And, oh, actually, I forgot to mention, but, like, pretty much all throughout history, Kirlia's had 70 HP, and then at a certain point, Kirlia transferred over to 80 HP, which is interesting. Probably one of my favorite Kirlia cards in general, because it is the Shiny Kirlia from Hidden Fates, based off the Burning Shadows card. We have Kirlia from Cosmic Eclipse. Really like this artwork, too. Just a very interesting take on Kirlia. Reverse holo. And then the most recent Kirlia released, which kind of prompted me to want to make this, like, collect these cards faster and get this because I can include this card in my video. And we have the Kirlia from Chilling Reign as well as the reverse. Nice, clean reverse holo. So yeah, that is the bulk of my English cards. Now I'm going to go into some Japanese. And the first two, these are also in like chronological order. And the first two that I'm going to talk about are, I originally collected these because I wanted to get every unique artwork that had Kirlia. But now I'm just, the way I have my spreadsheets laid, I'm pretty much getting every Kirlia. So we have this Kirlia. It's Butler's Kirlia. This is from a Versus commemoration movie pack. And this movie was the Jirachi Wishmaker, I believe. And like, this artwork's okay. You can still find this card for fairly cheap. I'm pretty sure if you go on eBay, you can find it less than $10. No more than $20, but pretty cheap. And it's also an Arita artwork. But Arita also did this lottery promo based off the same Butler's Kirlia, but, you know, it was done through the lottery. And yeah, this artwork to me, in my opinion, is so much better. Let me know which one you like better between these two. But this one just looks so much better. And this card, sorry, good luck finding this card for under like $150. It's really expensive. Sorry, this is the card that I got for $53 recently. That staff promo. I'll probably have had it down below at what I paid for it and what it's going for. Any of the big cards, I should have done that already. But yeah, this is the one that I paid $53 for, and now it's like you can't find it less than $150. And it is that advanced promo, so pretty cool artwork, honestly. And then you have EX Emerald, but I can't, I'm gonna be honest, I can't remember all the Japanese set names off the top of my head. Did take a lot of research because I couldn't figure out which sets had first edition variants and which didn't. Because some have first edition and then some actually never came out with an unlimited. Majority that have first edition have unlimited with them though, so it took quite a bit of research. So there's gonna be a lot of cards to get within this, but you'll see all the same artworks just in Japanese. And then Burning Shadows had quite a bit. So they had the original Burning Shadows release, as you can see, Cinnamon 3N. I think it's like, is it Shining Darkness? No, it's something. I can't remember the Japanese name. It's hard to remember all the sets. That Lost Thunder equivalent. And then you have like the Hidden Fates, Ultra Shiny GX, I believe, Sun and Moon 8B. You have this Kirlia, as well as this cool reverse holo. Japanese reverse holos are pretty far and few between, but this is one of the set that does have the reverse holo, and it's quite nice. Obviously, the Japanese side is nowhere near complete, but yeah. And then I have the shiny Kirlia from the Japanese Hidden Fates, and this is beautiful. I really want to find this card in a graded form. And then the Cosmic Eclipse, or I think it's Dream League, and then Silver Lance, I believe, Sword and Shield 6. And then I have a random advanced card. It's an Absol card, but it has Kirlia in the artwork, and it's Absol, like biting Kirlia, which I've kind of found funny. So I saw it on eBay. I'm like, why not? Might as well add that to the Kirlia collection. So, and then the biggest hitter I probably have is, you guys have probably seen it in the background, is the PSA 10 Kirlia from Hidden Fates. If there's one graded Kirlia I would want, this would be the one. And I mean, it's in pretty good condition, pretty much what you'd expect. The numbering isn't too old. I mean, it's not recent, but it's not a super old certification number. And then I just have, I think I got this for a steal. Like, you probably would find this for around 50 bucks on eBay. I got this for like 26 bucks. It was a super steal. No one was paying attention to it, and I got it. And then I just have my bulk Kirlias that I've been collecting. I just have a stack of extra Kirlias that I've already included in my collection. When I ordered the EX Battle Stadium Kirlia, they actually sent me 2, so that was nice. And then I have some World Championship Kirlias from Burning Shadows. So yeah, that is the extent of my Kirlia collection. Please let me know what you guys think. Please let me know if you know of any other Kirlia cards that exist out there that have Kirlia in the artwork. I have a master spreadsheet of all the English Kirlia cards that's completely filled out for all the ones that I'm aware of. And then I have my Japanese one, which is probably like a third, actually probably like a quarter of the way filled out as far as getting all the Japanese cards. But now that I've shown you guys my collection, as I got these Kirlia cards, I can show you them on camera as well. Because I've been kind of like hiding it in a weird way, because I don't know, I feel like a video just based around me getting a couple Kirlia cards wouldn't, you know, do too hot. But now I can kind of just include them in on my bigger videos. Like, hey, these are the Kirlia cards that I picked up. So, yeah, that was just me kind of breaking down my Kirlia collecting card goals with you. Please let me know if there's a Pokemon that you collect, or if you collect sets, or just how you collect in general. I'm very curious. But that's pretty much all I have for this video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. This was a long one, but I'm able to talk about my favorite Pokemon. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.